We are counting down the 7 most extreme influencer tragedies ever captured on camera. Each death was not an accident, but the result of a relentless pursuit of viral moments. From daredevil photographers who risked everything for the perfect shot, to creators who pushed challenges beyond human limits, these cases reveal how filming for fame can turn deadly in an instant. The countdown exposes what happens when online validation overrides safety, with footage becoming both the motive and the grim evidence. Which fatal self-recorded stunt had the most chilling impact? Let's begin with number 7. On May 12, 2023, Chen stood alone atop a 47-story tower in Shenzhen. At 24, he had amassed 340,000 Instagram followers by scaling forbidden rooftops for skyline portraits. That evening, he posted a caption noting strong winds at 6:47 p.m., and then he set his phone on a timer to capture a solo shot. 5 minutes later, at 6:52 p.m., he lost his balance while repositioning on the ledge. The phone recorded a 15-second descent before coming to rest on the concrete below. Forensic analysis confirmed no safety equipment was present. Trespassing charges were dropped after his death, and the building sealed all rooftop access. Chen's footage was recovered at the scene and never released publicly. On August 29, 2022, Marcus Grant sat alone in his apartment kitchen, camera rolling, ready to attempt the 10 Carolina Reapers challenge as a milestone for his 1 million subscriber goal. At 27, Grant had built a channel of 580,000 dedicated viewers through weekly uploads of extreme eating stunts, each one hotter or more dangerous than the last. He had deleted dozens of comments warning about capsaicin toxicity and the risk of fatal airway reactions, determined to prove his endurance on camera. The footage, later timestamped at 10:09 p.m., captured him swallowing the 10th pepper. Within 2 minutes, Grant began to cough violently, then vomited, blocking his airway. For 8 minutes, the unbroken recording documented escalating respiratory failure, gasping, retching, collapse, until silence at 10:17 p.m. Emergency services arrived too late. The video was partially removed at the family's request, but fragments circulated online. YouTube added new disclaimers to challenge videos, flagging potential toxicity risks. Grant's subscriber count surged in the aftermath, as viewers debated whether the algorithm had turned a private milestone into a fatal spectacle. On June 17, 2021, Lena Morales entered Yellowstone National Park with a GoPro chest mount and a single goal: to capture footage closer to a wild bison than any creator before her. At 23, Morales had built a following of 1.2 million on TikTok, known for short clips featuring up-close wildlife encounters and a tagline promising to get closer than anyone else. Her uploads often showed her stepping past warning signs, dismissing the park's 25-yard rule as unnecessary for someone with experience. In comments, viewers urged caution while others demanded even riskier shots. Morales replied with a winking emoji and a promise to deliver something unforgettable. That afternoon, she spotted a bison herd grazing near a meadow, a calf standing close to its mother. Ignoring posted guidelines, Morales advanced to within 10 feet, camera rolling as she narrated her approach. The GoPro's time-stamped footage later confirmed her proximity. At 3:08 in the afternoon, the adult bison charged without warning. The impact knocked Morales to the ground, followed by repeated goring and trampling. The camera captured 42 seconds of the attack before being dislodged. Park rangers arrived within minutes, but Morales was pronounced dead at the scene from blunt force trauma and massive internal injuries. The GoPro was seized as evidence, its footage used in the subsequent investigation and legal proceedings. In the months that followed, Yellowstone authorities increased the maximum fine for wildlife harassment to $10,000. Park statements cited the growing influence of social media in driving unsafe behavior. Morales' death became a case study for rangers and policymakers, and her account was memorialized but not deleted. The incident shifted enforcement strategies nationwide as visitor-generated content moved from entertainment to recorded evidence. On November 4, 2020, Blake Rivers prepared for what would be his most ambitious upload yet. At 26, Rivers had built an audience of 890,000 YouTube subscribers and a steady stream of Instagram followers, each expecting gravity-defying stunts from rooftops and cityscapes. His reputation as a parkour athlete was cemented by weekly videos, rail grinds, wall flips, and rooftop sprints, each more daring than the last. This time, a global energy drink sponsor required a branded gap jump between two office towers with a deliverable shot list and a strict deadline. The contract specified a single take, first-person helmet camera, and a visible product placement at the landing. Rivers arrived on site at 3:45 p.m., accompanied by two crew members tasked with drone and ground-level camera coverage. Surveillance footage later confirmed he spent less than 10 minutes measuring the rooftop gap using a laser rangefinder. The recorded distance, 18 feet, was off by 2 feet, a critical error missed in the rush to meet the sponsor's posting window. At 4:11 p.m., Rivers gave a brief on-camera intro, stating, "This one's for everyone who said I couldn't clear it." His helmet camera began recording at 4:11 and 43 seconds p.m. The jump commenced at 4:12 and 1 second p.m. Frame-by-frame analysis showed his left foot slipping on loose gravel at the takeoff, reducing his launch velocity. The helmet camera documented a 12-story descent, ending with abrupt loss of video signal at 4:12 and 2 seconds p.m. Emergency services arrived at 4:14 p.m., pronouncing Rivers dead at the scene from multiple blunt force injuries. The sponsor immediately suspended all extreme sports partnerships, citing liability concerns. Within weeks, the City Council issued a ban on rooftop access for non-essential personnel. The helmet camera footage was seized as evidence, but leaked versions appeared online 5 separate times, each removed by DMCA takedown. Rivers' account gained 100,000 new subscribers in the aftermath, as debates raged over the role of corporate sponsorships and algorithm pressures in compressing safety margins for viral content creators. On January 9, 2024, Arjun Patel arrived at the edge of a remote waterfall in Maharashtra, India, determined to capture the most dramatic jump of his career. At 22, Patel had built a following of 1.5 million on Instagram, known for videos that paired high-altitude cliff dives with sweeping drone footage and the tagline, "Summer's Biggest Drop." His content schedule had grown relentless, 3 posts a week, each more cinematic and hazardous than the last. That afternoon, he scouted a new location, a 65-foot vertical drop into a pool whose depth he estimated by eye. No test dive, no depth check. Comments beneath his previous videos alternated between awe and warnings. "Check the water first, bro," but the algorithm favored spectacle over caution. At 1:57 p.m., his drone telemetry logged him stepping to the edge, camera locked on a downward angle. Patel announced the height for his viewers, then launched himself feet first. The drone GPS and barometer data, later analyzed by investigators, matched his entry speed, 61 miles per hour, precisely to the moment of impact. The pool below, only 4 foot deep, concealed a flat rock shelf just beneath the surface. Upon entry, the force of the collision instantly severed Patel's spinal cord at the cervical level. He lost all voluntary movement, sinking face down. Within 90 seconds, he drowned, unable to right himself or call for help. The drone hovered overhead, its memory card recording the entire sequence from setup to stillness. The search team recovered the drone footage that evening, using the GPS logs to pinpoint his last known position. Medical examiners confirmed death by cervical spinal transection and asphyxia by drowning. Patel's family requested the footage be withheld from public release, but forensic analysts used the synchronized drone data to reconstruct the fatal miscalculation. Regional authorities responded within days, enacting a ban on cliff diving and waterfall jumps across all major tourist sites in the district. Local boards posted new signage and closed access to popular jumping points. In the weeks that followed, Patel's account gained 200,000 new followers, while the comment sections filled with debates about risk, responsibility, and the invisible pressures of online fame. The footage became a case study in digital forensics, with investigators citing the precise alignment of drone telemetry and impact frame as a model for future accident reconstructions. On March 3, 2022, Dylan Hargrove set out for what he called his ultimate top-speed run. At 25 years old, Hargrove had built a YouTube audience of 2.1 million subscribers, all drawn to his weekly uploads of high-speed highway pulls, street racing, and detailed dashboard breakdowns. His videos often featured live chat overlays, with thousands of viewers sending requests for higher speeds and riskier maneuvers. As his channel grew, so did the pressure to deliver more extreme content. That night, Hargrove announced a live stream event, promising to break his previous record on a deserted stretch of interstate. At 8:58 p.m., his phone and dashcam both began recording. The chat counter climbed past 4,800 live viewers as he accelerated onto the highway. By 9:06 and 14 seconds p.m., the digital speedometer read 143 miles per hour. At that moment, a glint of metal flashed on the right shoulder, later identified in the dashcam frame by frame analysis as a fractured exhaust clamp from a semi-truck. The debris struck the front driver's side tire, causing an immediate blowout. Hargrove's hands jerked on the wheel, and the car veered left, crossing 2 lanes before slamming into a concrete barrier at 9:06 and 18 seconds p.m. The impact triggered the airbags, and the vehicle erupted in flames seconds later. The live stream continued as chat messages flooded in, first confusion, then panic, then pleas for someone to call 911. The audio captured the hiss of the fire and the automated voice from Hargrove's phone, still connected to the stream. Emergency responders arrived at 9:28 p.m. and pronounced him dead at the scene from blunt force trauma and thermal injuries. Forensic review of the footage confirmed the crash sequence and the precise timing of the tire failure. YouTube's Auto Archive feature saved the entire stream to Hargrove's channel, where it remained viewable for 48 hours before his family succeeded in having it removed. By then, screen recordings and clips had already circulated across other platforms, amassing millions of additional views. In the aftermath, debates erupted over the platform's responsibility for hosting and promoting high-speed driving content. Within weeks, YouTube announced a global ban on monetization for speed racing videos, citing irreparable harm and the inability to moderate live hazardous behavior. Hargrove's subscriber count surged by nearly 200,000 after his death, while comment sections filled with a mix of memorials, warnings, and arguments about the dangers of algorithm-driven risk. The dashcam and phone footage were entered into the official investigation, serving as both evidence and a grim reminder of how the pursuit of viral content can end in real-time tragedy. On September 14, 2021, Sienna Hail arrived at the western rim of the Grand Canyon just after sunrise. At 28, Hail was known to her 2.8 million Instagram followers as the face of the Living on the Edge series, a collection of yoga and dance routines performed at the brink of cliffs, high rises, and canyons worldwide. Her brand promised transcendence through risk, blending athletic grace with calculated danger. Each upload was a negotiation with the algorithm, her audience, and the laws of physics. For this shoot, Hail had secured a lucrative endorsement with a global activewear label, contingent on a new pose filmed at the Grand Canyon Skywalk. The contract specified a sunrise handstand transition, product logo visible, with a panoramic drop in the background. Her partner, who was also her business manager, was tasked with operating the phone camera from a fixed angle, ensuring the entire sequence fit within a single continuous take. The shoot was scheduled to begin at 11:15 in the morning, after a final walkthrough with location staff. Permit paperwork was in order, but safety harnesses were declined. Hail insisted they would ruin the shot. Wind conditions that morning were volatile, with gusts recorded at 28 to 32 miles per hour by the National Weather Service. At 11:24 in the morning, a flagged wind advisory was posted at the visitor center, but production continued. Hail's last Instagram story, posted at 11:18, showed her warming up and was captioned, "No fear, only flow." Comments beneath the post alternated between awe and concern. Some praised her courage, others warned of the day's forecast. She replied with a heart emoji. The final take began at 11:23 and 47 seconds in the morning. Hail moved into a handstand at the skywalk's glass edge, toes pointed, body perpendicular to the canyon's 350-foot drop. The phone's metadata logged a 4K recording at 60 frames per second. At 11:24 and 9 seconds in the morning, a sudden gust measured at 30 miles per hour by the on-site anemometer struck from the northwest. The footage later reviewed by investigators captured a visible sway in her balance. Hail attempted a transition into a split, but her right hand slipped on the dew-slick glass. Her body pitched backward, momentum carrying her off the rim. The camera, still rolling, followed her partner's panicked reaction, first a scream, then silence as he dropped the phone. Emergency services were notified at 11:25 in the morning. The first response team reached the base of the canyon at 11:54 in the morning. Hail was pronounced dead at 12:02 in the afternoon. The cause of death was listed as multiple blunt force injuries consistent with a 350-foot fall. The footage was seized by park rangers and sealed as evidence, shown only during the official investigation. Her partner, who had witnessed the event through a lens, later sought trauma counseling. The brand deal was suspended indefinitely, and all scheduled posts were canceled. Within hours, news of the incident spread across social media. Hail's follower count surged by over 300,000 in 2 days, while comment sections filled with tributes, blame, and arguments about responsibility. Instagram responded by issuing mandatory danger warnings on all content tagged at extreme locations, requiring creators to acknowledge risk advisories before posting. The Grand Canyon Skywalk introduced new permit rules. From that point on, all commercial shoots required certified safety gear and on-site supervision. Private filming at the rim became prohibited without prior approval, and wind advisories triggered automatic shutdowns. Hail's account remains in memorial status, her last story frozen at the top of her profile. The sealed footage, never released to the public, became the central exhibit in a state investigation into influencer safety and commercial filming at national landmarks. Industry analysts cited the incident as a turning point, the moment when the pursuit of viral perfection forced both platforms and public spaces to reckon with the real costs of algorithmic escalation. In the end, the camera intended to capture a brand's vision became the only witness to its most devastating consequence. Across all 7 stories, a single pattern emerged. The camera's lens turned ambition into escalating risk, and the pursuit of virality overrode basic caution. Platforms rewarded danger, audiences cheered it on, and creators paid the ultimate price. The fatal cost of content creation was not a distant fear. It was an urgent reality. Fame may be fleeting, but its consequences are permanent. Stay curious, but stay safe.